There's something about Billy Basso's Animal Well that really interests me. It's a Metroidvania, which is a genre about exploring and finding items to help you reach new areas. But unlike most games, Animal Well tells you nothing. There's no tutorials or quest markers, and the closest thing to an objective that the game gives you are these 4 campfires on the map. Instead of focusing on combat or story like lots of open world games, Animal Well is actually about exploring its world and being curious. Developed almost exclusively by one person, Billy Basso, Animal Well released to critical acclaim in May of 2024. It went on to be nominated for numerous awards, even going as far as the Game Awards. According to the developer, the game is organized into 4 layers of depth. Layer 1 is the main game, intended for all players. Get the 4 flames, do some other things, get to the credits. Very typical game stuff. Layer 2 is all about secrets and collectibles. Even long after beating the game, you realize there's still so much more to explore, and you continue to get new items that help you to find more secrets more easily, such as a remote that reveals if there's a chest in the room. In the second layer, you find the 64 hidden eggs, the game's main collectible, and reach a second credit screen. All achievements are accessible in this layer, which means the next 2 levels are completely optional and you have to go way out of your way to continue. Layer 3 is where it gets interesting. The secrets in this layer don't even present themselves as secrets, and the game incorporates ARG elements, where puzzles relate both to the game and sources outside the game. A big one is this bunny mural. You find this controller that lets you customize the art. In order to complete the art, 50 different players with different grids must come together and combine their pieces. And finally, Layer 4 is the long game. It's full of both speedrunning challenges and a final puzzle that was designed to take upwards of 10 years to solve. In reality, the player base solved it within a month of release.
If you're hearing this, that means you just solved a set of puzzles that I honestly did not really design to be solvable.
In my opinion, the layer system is genius because it allows for players to play how they want. If they only want to get the first ending, they can. There's no pressure for them to play anything else. You don't have to touch the deep secrets or the harder challenges. But the players that want more have so much more to explore, all while weaving everything into one seamless experience. The community aspect also reminds me of older games like the original Legend of Zelda, where players were encouraged to talk to each other in real life in order to figure out the game's mysteries. This definitely works for Animal Well, since the game is so mysterious and cryptic. As you explore and solve puzzles in the various regions throughout the game, you'll find a variety of interesting items to play with, such as a yo-yo or a disc. But the game doesn't say what any of these do or when you should use them. A big instance of this is the disc, which you'll probably get early in the game. You can use it to distract these dogs so they don't bite you, but if your timing is right, you can ride it. The disc perfectly represents the heart of this game. It lets you discover its unique mechanics on your own, which makes solving its puzzles so much more gratifying than if it had held your hand. And every item you find completely recontextualizes the game. When you get the bubble wand, for example, you instantly remember all of the spots where one jump wasn't high enough. Although the game requires you to revisit lots of places you've already been, every time it feels super fresh because you have a completely different moveset. Besides the main mechanics, the art and mood of Animal Well is done wonderfully. The main menu gives a perfect taste of it. In the game, music almost exclusively plays in special rooms, whether it's some kind of creature that's trying to hurt you, or a soothing song while in a save room. By controlling the music like this, as well as some other techniques, the game's mood varies from melancholic to downright terrifying. Animal Well is one of those special games that stick with you long after you decide to put them down. Because it's not afraid to take risks by not giving explicit tutorials, it allows the player to feel truly accomplished while actually having the freedom of choice. The depth of the puzzles and atmosphere really shines among thousands of indie Metroidvanias nowadays, and you can tell that 7 years of love was poured into it.
Hey, it's Donkey. I've been trapped inside of the game's code for 277 years, and I just wanted to say thank you for releasing me from this game. It was a good game. I like the part with the ostrich and the bean monkey is, I love him. And maybe I can go play Animal Well 2 now by the time you've discovered this.